Road Dog, we have James Watt and Martin Dickey. Welcome to the show, guys.
Biggest mission today is just to make other people passionate about great craft beers as we are.
And now, the three-time winner of the Pennsylvania Association of Broadcasters Excellence in Broadcasting Award, the recipient of 2 Pennsylvania Associated Press Broadcasters Association Awards for Excellence, promoting and advancing the craft and microbrew culture in Northeast PA. This is another edition of
The Friday Beer Buzz! Yes. Yeah, the Friday Beer Buzz is powered by Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar in Exeter. Sabatini's with the area's greatest selection of rare, craft, and imported beers, growlers and crowlers, and 37 rotating drafts at Sabatini's Pizza and Sabatini's Bottle Shop and Bar, Wyoming Avenue, Exeter. Linda Sabatini is here, and I understand, is it 22 months?
I think it's 22 months.
22 months. Don't have a real drum roll, but here, 22 months, something is back.
Santa is coming back to Sabs. It's our first beer event that we've done since the world ended. So we're
22
months ago was our last beer event, and we're bringing it back.
That's awesome.
So we're super excited. Our beer events used to be you start at the original restaurant, and we would have a bunch of beers come on around 6-7 o'clock, and then everybody would slide over and go to the bar. But we're changing it up a little bit. We're gonna have everything located at the bar this time. So we're gonna have eight different Christmas beers on draft. We're doing a specialty pizza. Our spinach and artichoke pizza is gonna be available that night only. Chicken, spinach, artichokes, garlic, and our cheese and sauce, and it's gonna be a good night, great night to try some pretty good, hard to find Christmas beers that some of them we've been celebrating, and some of them are our favorites. So it's gonna be a really good night.
I have experience with not that pizza combination, very similar. I was a stubborn eater, and someone's like, just try it. And I tried it, I loved it. I was like, that sounds delicious.
It's gonna be a great night, and we have a lot of our old friends that haven't been in the building at the same time again that are planning on coming in. We're going to have a party.
That's when is it again?
It's this coming Wednesday, the 15th, and it's going to be pretty much all day, but the majority of the fun is going to be between 6 o'clock and 11.
Christmas coming early for beer lovers and food lovers.
There you go.
For 22 months, it's nice to hear that from mybeerbuzz.com. We got to welcome Bill back to the show. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, happy Friday. Did I miss a memo here that Nancy's out, Johnny Lucas is out, like everybody's out today? Is there like a WILK bus trip going on?
No, I posted a memo in the kitchen, like all the memos, but you aren't here, you're on the phone, so that's why you didn't see it.
Oh.
So you got an answer for everything, Bill.
Break in the system. And I got to say that the Stabs event, Santa's comes to Stabs. I can't believe it's been 22 months. We did these events all the time. In fact, I used to arrive early enough to turn the lights on in the back room, in the turtle room, to get the event started. So yeah, I'm excited that it's coming back. Congratulations on that, Linda.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I just can't believe it's been that long. Doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it has.
Yeah, I think we've kind of also eased back into what we consider to be regular life, and for the most part, learned how to live with what's going on. And as long as we can keep living. Well, that's good.
That's it, and this is gonna be good. And if you are coming, make sure you bring an ugly sweater.
To wear, not donate?
Well, no, you can wear it or give it to me, but I prefer you wear it.
If you have any socks, I'll be there. All right, Bill, you have any big breaking beer news?
We do. We have some good beer news this week. Our first little tidbit comes out of Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. We've been talking about their recent buyout, becoming a sister brewery to New Belgian Brewing. They were purchased by Kieran and Little Lion World Beverage, but that has not stopped them. The exciting part is they are going to release Bell's Oberon 2022 mini kegs, and these are, if you've never seen a mini keg, it's a 1.32 gallon canister of beer. And a really nice way to serve, especially at a party. And this one, every year they change it up, and it's a little bit different design. So for 2022, the Oberon mini keg will be a tie-dye design. The label is on mybeerbuzz.com. You can check it out, but it looks really cool. And another exciting piece of beer news coming from Bell's is that they will be brewing a beer called Larry's Last Oatmeal Imperial Stout. And Larry Bell has retired with the sale of Bell's Brewery, But I'm excited to see that his legacy will live on in this now that he's gone, and that they will produce a beer in his honor. His picture is on the label, and it's going to be a big boy. It's a 10% Imperial Stout. So I'm excited for that one. I hope it sees distribution and we can get our hands on it. Our next piece of news comes from Firestone Walker in Paso Robles, California. They have a series of beers called Propagator beers, in the Propagator series. And I have two new ones coming that have not even hit the shelves yet. First one is Cookie Monster, and that's with a K. That's K-O-O-K-I-E. And it'll be a double milk stout with vanilla beans, cocoa nibs, and brown sugar that hits 8% ABV. And another exciting one, they have a hazy IPA that will be called Melon Conspiracy that hits 6% ABV. And if that's not enough fun, Firestone Walker also has a facility in Buellton, California called the Barrel Works, and they do a series of beers called Brewmasters Collective. And there will be a new beer coming to that series called Wild Pirate, and you can conjure up any pictures you want of Wild Pirate in your head, but that will be an American wild ale, aged in bourbon barrels for 3 years, and then aged in rum barrels for 5 months with Monterey strawberry and Madagascar vanilla. And I don't know about you, but that sounds a lot like strawberry shortcake to me, which of course I always enjoy. So we'll try to get our hands on Wild Pirate and see if we can do that. And that's our beer news for today. As always, you can find these in the Breaking Beer News tab on mybeerbuzz.com.
When you mentioned the Brewmasters Collective, I imagine the Brewmasters Collective got together to deeply discuss the Melon Conspiracy, which you mentioned. Both of those things, I'm like, this is all, I feel like they're all linked together, and I don't know what they're talking about, but it sounds delicious. So we have a featured beer today. Linda, what do we have in front of us here? Or Bill, whoever wants to, who's doing this. I just want to drink it.
You can drink it.
Just not going to tell me what it is, are you?
Well, you just...
I'll intro it. I think it's a really good beer, and it comes out of one of my favorite breweries, and that's Brewery Ommegang, and they're not that far away. They're in Cooperstown, New York, and the beer today is called Everything Nice. And this continues our parade of holiday beers. We did a holiday beer last week. We actually did a holiday beer back in October, November timeframe to highlight Chino Creek, but this is a really good beer. It is a Belgian-style blonde ale, and that's what Brewery Ommegang is really known for, Belgian beers. And so this one I'm excited to have. Lindo, this one is 12-ounce bottle?
Yes. Yeah, it's a 12-ounce bottle. It's the first time we've ever had it. Being a blonde ale, it's spiced up a little bit, but it's actually, I'm going to call it, it's a strong blonde ale. This is not 9% alcohol.
Whoa.
It doesn't, you wouldn't have guessed 9, right?
No.
I would have, because I'm an expert now. After being with you guys for about a year now. No, I definitely wouldn't have guessed that.
What kind of hops do you taste? What is this hopped with?
I taste cinnamony stuff. I taste some a little cinnamony.
As a clue, Jason, this is one of my favorite hops, and I've mentioned that before on the show. I've said this beer contains this hop because it is one of my favorites.
This is what I get for not paying attention to everything Bill says. It is the...
It starts with a C.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going to stick with my original answer, Bob. Who's Bob? Cinnamon. Cinnamon starts with C.
Yeah, Citra.
Citra. Okay, I remember hearing that before. Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly hoppy too. This beer is 27 IBU, and that's, for a beer that's not necessarily like an IPA style beer. It's surprisingly hoppy, and it does. They talk about cinnamon, they talk about ginger, nutmeg, clove, even white pepper, and those are what I would call traditional sort of mulling spices. But they call it a Belgian-style blonde ale that is both warming, wintry, and dusted with spices of the season. Now, Brian, are you tasting the dusting?
A little bit.
The dusting here.
The dusting?
Have we shocked you, Brian, with all this?
I think it's... I would say a touch more than a dusting. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of spicy. But I think I'm spice sensitive. I don't know.
Yeah, I like this a lot. It's interesting, and I'll be honest, it feels like middle school or high school again, because I feel like a little peer pressure. I didn't want to say this until you said it's a warming thing. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row. I feel just a little bit of warmth in my chest, like you do with, for me, like hard liquor.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Not as much as last week, but this time, I do feel that.
Yeah, a touch of it, yeah.
I love that feeling if I do drink, especially this time of year.
Yeah, that's a 9%. You know, that's a 9% a big beer. You know, we talk about wine all the time, and wine can be 10, 11, 12, 13. But beers, you know, a traditional beer, middle of the road, is 6, 7%. 9% is significantly higher. We do have a local connection to Brewery Ommegang as well. A former brewer at the Lion Brewery in Wilkes-Barre, Phil Liner, is the brewmaster and has been the brewmaster at Brewery Ommegang for a long time. They opened in 1997 on a former hop farm, so the tradition is right there. And they were the first farmstead brewery built in the U.S. in over 100 years in 1997. Wow. And they are the first U.S. brewery that was dedicated to all bottle-conditioned Belgian beer. And you know, this is a tradition that's gone on for a long time in other countries, but not necessarily in the States. They have Belgian ownership, so they are owned by Duvel, and Duvel owns Meritsu, Deschutes, Leafman, Peconic, and now another U.S. brewery called Boulevard that we feature on the show all the time. But I think Brewery Ommegang is in range, too, of northeastern PA, and it's one of my favorite places to visit, so you should definitely go visit.
I do have a very quick question because we're about to wrap up here. This beer is called, what is the name of the beer again?
Ommegang, this is Ommegang's Everything Nice.
Everything Nice, and you guys have it at Sabatini's?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Can I get it with Santa? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. That's nice. I was gonna say,
everything's nice.
As we wrap this up, Bill, this is my last Beer Buzz of the year. I'm off on Friday next week, and then we're taking a couple weeks off. So, would you say after the pandemic, just a very quick answer because we're running out of time here, but Lindo, do you think, and Bill, you can answer after, do you think the pandemic year, this past year for beer, has it been better, worse? Has it been
different?
Has it been different? And if so, quickly, how?
I mean, overall, I mean, availabilities on beers has been very different. Availability on everything's been very different. But for us, I think a lot of people are. A lot of people have been drinking home. Now they're getting out. Now they're getting used to not drinking home. So we're getting more people back in, and you know, different from 20.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever going to be like 20 again, I hope.
Right.
But you know, it's for beer. I think there's been more excitement because people drank more. You know, and I think hopefully people continue with it for us. But anyhow, you know, I don't know. What do you think, Bill? Real quick.
Yeah, real quick. IRI rankings, I follow them. IRI rankings tell me that overall consumption of alcohol, and beer especially, is up. The only thing that is down is draft consumption, and that makes sense because people aren't out there, and most people don't have draft at home. So draft down, everything else up.
All right, well, there you go. I'm just kind of curious to see how much that affected, but it's nice to see after that slamming on the brakes, we're kind of back.
It's probably more DoorDash than actually going out and drinking.
Yeah.
Outside the house.
It's like high school all over again. House parties, just better beer and adults who are legal.
That's it. Unless you come to Seb's and drink. Santa comes back to Seb's this coming Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think I'm supposed to wear 3 different outfits, so it's gonna be interesting.
On a normal night when it's not a special event, how many outfits do you do?
I normally one every 4 days.
Okay. So you're saying it's different. Well, listen. Again, that's Santa Comes to Sabs. That's Wednesday next week, and for all the beer news you may have heard and want to read about, or to get more, go to mybeerbuzz.com, and I will talk to you guys in 2022. Thank you, Lindo. Thank you, Bill.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too as well, and Happy New Year. And again, this is the Friday Beer Buzz, bringing good beers and good people together.
WILK.